So I guess it turns out that if you are Richard Branson or Jeff Bezos or other billionaires, just because you blast into space doesn't necessarily make you an astronaut. Remember last week, of course, when we had the Blue Origin launch, we had the Virgin Galactic launch, we were saying, wait a minute, so you get to go to space and now you get your wings, and on the return flight back, they're like, Astronaut Bezos, are you okay? Check. Yes, Astronaut Bezos here, registering in. Yes, I am fine. I'm fine. 18-year-old astronaut boy, are you okay? Astronaut boy, I'm here. I'm fine. All you got to do is just pay millions and you can become an astronaut. Pour your champagne everywhere. Well, it turns out the Federal Aviation Administration agrees with me. And they have decided to not allow Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson to be labeled as astronauts. Riding in space does not an astronaut make. According to a new policy, there are 3 requirements to become an astronaut. You have to meet the requirements for flight crew and training. Okay, that's number 1. So you have to meet all of the requirements to be a flight crew in training. Okay. Number 2, you have to fly at least 50 miles or more above the Earth's surface, which is not what these guys do. Okay. What is how they get up? Was it 30 miles or something? So they have to go out into space, not just like the apogee. And then they have to demonstrate activities during flight that were essential to public safety or contributed to human space flight safety. So I guess Jeff Bezos up there with his little ping pong ball that he was throwing to the other guy, I guess that didn't contribute to public safety or human space flight safety. No, yeah, I did. I was just seeing if other people could catch a ping pong ball if I throw it in the air. That's helping science.
I like in the chat people talking about it, but I guess I'm gonna have to stop calling myself a captain because I do fly on planes a lot, and my next step was to book a Carnival cruise so I could be a ship captain also. But I guess it probably doesn't work that way, does it?
Yeah, exactly. Great point. Okay, so if you go on a Disney cruise, are you now like cruise ship? Are you cruise ship Captain Mickey? Yeah, you go on a yacht with your rich friends in Miami. Are you suddenly Captain Jack Sparrow? No, turns out no. So sorry, Richard Branson, you are not an astronaut. And I wonder if they get the wings ripped off of their shirt now that they're back, because they gave them they pinned the wings on and stuff, and Astronaut Bezos. And I wonder if he walks around now saying that. No, you know how Sir Paul McCartney, if you become knighted, it's how you introduce Sir Elton John. Do you say Astronaut Bezos when he walks in the office now? No longer. I'm not calling you Astronaut Bezos. So in other words, you have to be doing something in space other than just being a passenger sitting there to actually earn the term astronaut. When I was a child, I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to go to space camp. Do you remember that movie Space Camp from the 1980s where the kids go to space camp and then something happens where they get blasted into space? It was a dream, but even they would be astronauts because they were in space camp for a few weeks, learning how to be an astronaut. Those little kids in the space camp movie from 1980s have more astronaut experience than Bezos. Because at least they were training, and then they got blasted into space, and then they ended up saving things and doing something to advance humanity. So those kids in space camp movie from 1980s are more like an astronaut than Bezos and Branson.
People cooking, making spaghetti in their kitchen are closer to being chefs than these guys are to being astronauts. I mean, it's like the most passive thing you can do. Seriously, I get in a taxi. I am not a taxi driver. It's right. I'm being passive in that situation.
That's exactly right. I'm not. Yeah, and these guys literally were. They're just buckled in, and then they were allowed to fly for three minutes in weightlessness, and they have to buckle back up and come back down, and that's it. Now you're an astronaut.
I'd love for the actual pilot of that thing to turn back to Bezos and be like, our re-entry trajectory is off. I need you to recalculate our angle coming into. And what's he gonna do? Start doing the math?
Oh God. So only 3 agencies can designate someone as an astronaut: NASA, the U.S. military, and the FAA. NASA and the military can only qualify their own employees. That means the FAA is the only agency that can bestow the title upon a civilian. And currently, bankrolling your own space mission and hitching a ride with a billionaire doesn't exactly count. So sorry, you and your giant pecker rocket, you are not an astronaut. I hate to break that to you, Jeff Bezos. The blue pecker rocket, you are an Astro-Not. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. You can also become a channel member by going to morninginvest.com/join, where you can stick it to the mainstream media and support independent journalism. We're able to bring you the stories that you won't see on any of the major billionaire-backed networks. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time, everyone.